It is a frightening teenage fashion craze that could leave your child with permanent vision loss. Colored contact lenses are becoming a popular trend with youngsters, but it is actually illegal to sell these licenses without a prescription. With summertime sales fast approaching and especially high, many unsuspecting youngsters and parents will find themselves perhaps in the emergency room and getting very, very disturbing news after the doctors examine their children after wearing these contacts. Dr. Kimberly Friedman of the New Jersey Society of Optometric Physicians joins us this morning with ways that you can avoid that trip and still protect your children's eyes from what are these type of contact lenses? Colored contact lenses, you describe them.
Right. The contact lenses that we're talking about are mainly the cosmetically tinted lenses, the ones that like change brown eyes blue or have cat eyes or interesting designs on them. The prescription lenses are not really the ones being sold. The prescription ones is to change, enhance prescription or vision, are not the ones we're talking about.
The ones that you would get in the doctor's office, the ones that you or those in your profession would look at my eyes, give me an exam and say, this is what you need, you have to buy them specifically, we check you out, and we do the whole exam. These are what, colored lenses that you would find what in a sort of a department store or a mom and pop shop?
Right, we've seen these in gas stations, believe it or not, flea markets. We see them a lot on the boardwalk this time of year. And the problem is that people think of these almost like cosmetics or makeup, that they can just purchase these off the street, and in fact that's perfectly illegal. These lenses are regulated as medical devices, just like the contact lenses that enhance your vision.
So how are they getting into the stores then?
Good question. We really don't know how these vendors are getting a hold of these lenses. Somewhere in the line of distribution they must be getting diverted, but it is illegal to sell them without a prescription from a doctor.
What is then the danger? What is the danger of, say, for example, my son or daughter or grandson, granddaughter decides to put them in their eyes to be cool?
Right. Well, over 33 million Americans wear contact lenses very safely. So contact lenses are a safe product. The problem is contacts aren't a one-size-fits-all philosophy here. So a contact lens that might be appropriate for my eye may not be appropriate for your eye. And if you were to wear that contact lens, you could get a whole myriad of problems ranging from more mild to very, very vision-threatening and severe complications.
Now, when you talk about severe complications, you have obviously interviewed as well as checked some patients coming in who have worn these contact lenses. What is the harm? What are some of the worst-case scenarios that you have had to address?
I think the worst-case scenario I saw was a 16-year-old gentleman who was wearing a contact lens that didn't fit his eye properly.
One of these?
One of these types of lenses. And he wasn't cleaning it properly either, because very often when you buy them off the street, you're not told how to take care of them. Within 48 hours, he went from perfect 20/20 vision to permanently, legally blind because of a very serious infection that he obtained.
You're saying within 48 hours of wearing one of these, he went from having 20/20 to being legally blind.
In one eye.
Irreversible damage?
Irreversible damage.
Okay, that's serious enough. All right, now what advice can you give our viewers who are clearly now, I would hope, understanding that this is serious, how to protect their children from, first of all, if they even come in contact with something like this?
Right. Well, I think the most important thing is, of course, never to buy the lenses off the street, from a street vendor, boardwalk, gas station, mall. These are medical prescription devices for a reason.
All right. One of the other problems I'd imagine is kids like to share things, and they might share these lenses.
Right. We see that with teenage girls a lot. One will get one color, another will get another color, and they'll swap, and we really can't do that.
And the big thing, of course, is that these lenses, like you said, they're one size fit all, and after having been prescribed contacts, you know that one size does not fit all.
Exactly. And even more importantly than that, it has to be the correct size, but you also have to know how to insert them, remove them, take care of them, clean them, and those things, I mean, we've had street vendors tell people, oh, just soak them in Visine, that'll be fine, and that's not fine.
And then also that they would imagine that without the proper direction from a doctor like yourself, we might also do other things that are crazy, like we also might want to perhaps keep them in too long.
Right. Sleeping in the lens is a big problem, especially lenses that are not supposed to be for sleeping in. You get oxygen deprivation, which can lead to corneal ulcers, which can have permanent vision change.
And then how would they know, for example, if the lens are even damaged?
Right, or used, or expired.
Right, because they actually may be putting in lenses that are, what, torn or discarded?
Or lenses that are just not appropriate for the eye in some way. They could be not even approved in the United States. You really don't know what you're getting.
Is there a move now to try and either remove them from the market or hold the vendors accountable who are selling these?
Right. Absolutely. There's been 2 pieces of legislation that have happened within the last year that have been really helpful in stopping this problem. The first is that federally, we have now regulated all colored contact lenses as prescription devices, and before it was on a state-by-state basis, so there was some inequality in that law. The other thing is in New Jersey, the state that I'm from, we now just made the enforcement of that law much, much tougher, where the local police departments can now come in and seize the merchandise and fine the vendors for selling them illegally.
All right. So there is a valid reason, if it's prescribed by someone like yourself, to wear these, right?
Correct. The lenses themselves are not dangerous. That's important to know.
Okay.
If your child has these lenses from a doctor, or a prescription from a doctor, they're fine. It's just when you're wearing them without the proper prescription that it's an issue.
When you're buying it from a street vendor or someone has no idea.
Exactly.
That's what could be dangerous. All right, Dr. Kimberly Friedman.